We got to go to a quick break. Coming back, we're going to talk to Alicia. We're going to talk to some dead people. We'll see how it goes. Everybody's been waiting for this. Alicia, what do we call her? The medium?
Sure.
Is that what it is?
Oh, yes. The medium.
Yeah.
Sure.
We talk to dead people?
We talk to dead people.
We're going to leave them alone here for the next half hour, okay?
Okay.
All right.
We'll try.
So explain to me, like, you've helped out the police try to solve some cases. You got into this. And at what point did you think you realized that you could raise dead people?
Raise the dead.
Yeah.
So I've been raising the dead since I can remember back being like 5 years old and definitely seeing spirits like in the house and hearing footsteps. I was raised with a mother who was raised by a Catholic family. So every time we'd go out in public, I'd be like, Mom, what's that big blue light around that person? And, she would be like, shh, shh, quiet. So that's when it started.
Right. And how did it carry on? Did you go to college or anything like that?
Sure. I went to college. I went to community college. I was born and raised here in town. What happened was I went through a lot of traumatic events in my life. I've gone through a lot more per se than the average 37-year-old. And with that, I'm also an empath. So all of these experiences that I've gone through in my life, not only have I gone through, but I've felt deeply. So with the loss of my mom, I had a very profound understanding for death, okay? So when she passed away, I started awakening. I started seeing signs. I started truly feeling like there was something more out there. And I could always see spirit, always. And from there, I went on to take classes with other mediums, psychic detectives. I've worked under Pam Coronado. Her classes are amazing.
So, like, somebody comes into your place, they want to know about their grandparents or something like that. How do you start that off?
Sure. So they book an appointment.
Yep.
I'm also a Reiki master, so I ask them if they're looking for a reading or a Reiki session. If they say, I'm interested in a reading, I say, okay, great. We book a time. I don't look you up on Facebook. I don't have time to research you or back search you, so I don't have time for that. I barely have time to have my hair done.
Yeah.
So I'm connecting to the energy. So when they come in, I'm going to bring your spirit guides that are closest to you forward first, because these are the ones that are guiding you through your life, okay? And these also can change throughout your life. So maybe it's your grandparents at first, and then you have a parent that passes away, and the parent will then take that position of being lead spirit guide. So that's what initially happens is I bring in the first spirit guide. And then from there, we kind of grow. Because spirits are in cliques around you, just like there's cliques here, at school, at work, in your family, right? There's always cliques. So there's also spirit cliques around you. So just because your immediate spirit guides might not be your friend Joe from 10 years ago, but Joe's still out there, okay? Does that make sense?
A little bit.
Okay.
What do you think, Bob?
As I say, I've listened to this other lady on a radio station connect, and it's been the same thing. I mean, she didn't know that person from Adam until they called in and then started saying something. She goes, I'm feeling that there's somebody, and she starts talking about the person. They were a hard worker. They had a tough life, and she's spot on. So it's pretty amazing, actually.
So I'm very clairvoyant. So what that means is that I see very clearly, okay? So when I bring a spirit forward, I'm going to close my eyes because I can see great detail, okay? And I can usually, what they do is they'll come to me first in a picture that you have of them. So right off the bat, they're going to give validation, okay?
So when you see a sign,
Mhm.
What are you seeing?
Okay, so each one of us has a dictionary.
Yeah.
So it's up to you to master that dictionary that you're given. So I see signs such as I'll see a book open, which tells me there's change coming. Depending on how quick the pages are moving, tells me what stage you are in this change. And it's usually about a job change or it's a relationship change. It's some sort of major change, a move, a job, or a relationship. And I see this very often. So you start to see the same signs over and over again so that you can master them, okay? So you see like Long Island Medium, right? She's mastered her dictionary. So she can come in, see a book, see this, see this, see this, and be like, okay, da-da-da-da-da, you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
The look on your face is like,
You've helped the police around here.
That's right.
Okay. Now, what do? Do they come into your shop and they said, we're looking for you to help us. We need some help trying to figure out this case.
I'm not there yet. I've worked on 5 different cases. I have worked with a private investigator and a family, and we did work and succeed on finding them. I also work with local police departments on cold cases, okay? It's my goal to bring closure, okay?
Were these missing people that are still alive or missing people that had passed and they couldn't find them?
So a missing person can be sometimes alive and sometimes past because there are people that go missing on purpose, right? They just want to drop everything. So that's another thing that we're trained in is to determine whether or not the energy has passed or is still with us.